The trail-rated axleback that we have here from MRT will be an awesome choice for 21 and newer Bronco owners looking for just a little bit more volume out of that 2.3 or 2.7 equipped Bronco, along with a high clearance system to help improve that departure angle. Now, this USA-made MRT system will feature 2.5-inch mandrel bent tubing, along with the full 304 grade stainless steel build, off of that low $600 price point. Install is going to get a solid 1 out of 3 wrenches on the difficulty meter here. Take an hour or so to complete from start to finish. But as always guys, hang with me for a bit and we'll show you that job later in the video. But let's just get right into the sound clips you guys heard at the top of the video with our 2.7 EcoBoost Bronco. And what the trail rated system delivered to me was a tone that was nice and deep but not overly loud, which I personally think is a great thing and the right approach to an aftermarket exhaust system for the EcoBoost powered Bronco. So with all that said, breaking out my Wake the Neighbor scale guys, I have this system coming in at a pretty healthy 3 out of 5 on my 1 to 5 or 1 to Wake the Neighbor scale. Now for reference, MRT's other system here on the site for the 6th gen Bronco, the King of the Hill as it's called, is certainly going to be a good bit louder compared to this option, but because the trail rated system here does include this small little muffler, you are going to take some of the bite or rasp off the higher RPM range, and the interior drone will be a lot more livable as well. Compared to that King of the Hill system. Now I also want to make it clear that this system will fit both the 2.3 4-cylinder Broncos along with the 2.7 6-cylinder Broncos. Now sound profiles obviously will be a bit different between the two, but the general theme remains the same, right? Deeper tone overall, modest volume levels, and minimal drone can be expected really on either engine. But sound aside guys, again, the trail rated system is going to fit both thanks largely to the hanger design from MRT. So for instance, the 2.3 liter trucks, you're gonna use the outside hanger here, and the 2.7 6-cylinder trucks, you're gonna use the hanger closest to the tip. And again, we will show you a little bit more on the install in a minute. Well, let's get into the build quality here of this American-made system and materials system. Everything is very solid throughout. You're looking at that premium 304 grade stainless steel, which is going to be the best at preventing or reducing corrosion long term. Now that material can be found in the mandrel bent 2.5-inch tubing, what little bit there is, along with the straight through design muffler, which does kind of help shape that sound a bit. Now this particular option does feature the high clearance turn down tip, which is my personal favorite from MRT for the Bronco. Now if you're interested, they do also offer the trail rated system here, but with a standard 3.5-inch polish tip, and there is also a dual tip option as well. So feel free to check out those other systems here on the site if you prefer a different look. But the high clearance turn down tip again is gonna be the option to go for if you do a good bit of off-roading and you just wanna maintain that great clearance and departure angle without having to worry about banging up or scratching up that expensive tip. But again, designed and built right here in the USA. And best part is guys, these installs for the axleback for the Bronco, very simple bolt-on job, no cutting or permanent modification needed. Instead, MRT does kick in a brand new clamp here to be used for the new system. You're just gonna remove the factory axleback, install the MRT in reverse order. But to give you a better idea of how exactly things will go down on your 6th gen at home, check out our detailed walkthrough and tool breakdown now.
Tools used for this install: 3/8 electric impact gun, exhaust hanger removal tool, 15mm socket, PB blaster. First thing we're gonna do, now that we have our truck up on the lift, is we're going to spray our rubber exhaust grommets here that hold our muffler up. If you do have to put your truck up, jack it up, make sure you use jack stands. In this case, with this vehicle being the height, you might even be able to lay on the ground and do it. So I'm gonna spray some PB Blaster on our 2 grommets. Now, I'm going to get my 15mm and loosen the axle clamp up that holds the muffler on. Now I'm gonna take my 15mm on my impact gun, loosen our clamp here. I'm not going to remove the nut. All you got to do is loosen it. The clamp is welded to the pipe there. Next, we're going to start removing our rubber hangers that hold the exhaust up. Now I'm going to use our exhaust grommet removal tool. If you don't have this, you can use a pry bar, wedge it in there, you'll be able to pop it off. I'm going to get this behind there. Pop this grommet off. Now we'll remove the other one, and then we'll start removing our muffler. Now we're going to remove this one here. I'm going to start removing it and hold the muffler. Pull my tool out of the way. Now that we have that, I'm going to be able to give the muffler wiggle and pull up and down, side to side, and our exhaust is removed. Now that we have our stock exhaust off, I'm going to start by installing our muffler, spinning it around, installing our turn down onto our pipe, and then installing it into our rubber grommet here to hold everything in place. Now once we get this on, what I'm going to do is start by getting the muffler level, tightening our 15mm there, getting our tip level where we want it in place as far as where it's going to come down to. I'll tighten everything up. We're not going to use our exhaust hanger over there, so I suggest taking it off. For our vehicle, I'm going to leave it on. Now I'm going to snug the first one up. Now that I got the muffler right where I want it, I have the tip where I want it, I'm going to start by snugging up. And tightening our muffler first. Then I'm going to eyeball our tip and tighten that one. Now I'm going to tighten up our turn down. Make sure it's level. And our exhaust is installed. That wraps up our review and install of our MRT trail rated axle back exhaust with turn down tip for 21 to 22 Broncos. Thanks for watching, and for all things Bronco, keep it right here at extremeterrain.com.